Good morning, world. It's Carpo here, and I hope that the background rain noise isn't too much and drown out the video. It's raining really hard outside, and I just got to work, and I'm just sitting in the truck now. I'm not really ready to go outside and work. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I've been thinking about how much time we should dedicate to certain things in life. I think that there's a lot of different viewpoints on exactly how much time is supposed to be dedicated to each thing in life. One who is very holy or religious might believe that all waking time should be dedicated to, their belief system. Others who don't have any belief system may believe that all your time should be dedicated to furthering yourself or your selfish motives. I'm just saying just a person may think that. And in between is the majority of the people who know that we have to put forth a little bit of effort towards each part of our life and that we can't neglect any one particular area. The way that Manly Hall always described it was the 8-8-8 system. We get 8 hours for rest, we get 8 hours for work, and we get 8 hours for leisure time. Now, leisure time is not just time to hang around and watch TV, of course. Leisure time is supposed to be doing the things that we can do, that we enjoy, but the idea is to get the things that we enjoy to be things that are productive for us and that help us move forward. And most of us don't use that time properly, I must say. But, as a person who's not only a thinker and a researcher, but also a family man that has 3 kids and a wife, I have to find time to dedicate to my research in between time hanging out with my family. And I find family to be the most important part of that. But it's not the only important part of it. And that's what makes it tough, is because that family is most important. But at the same time, that you start to learn that working on yourself and your own value system is not something anyone's going to do for you. And it's not something that's just going to come naturally either. It's not something we can just wait around for. It's something that we have to put in time. So if you want to know what's really going on in the world, so when you're speaking you have a little bit of coherence and understanding, you have to do the homework first. And to do the homework you have to dedicate time. And a lot of people might think 2 or 3 hours a day is a waste of time to do research or to do deep thinking, meditation, whatever. That time should be spent with other things, either working more or with family. And I don't agree on the sense that all time needs to be spent with the normal menial tasks of life. Those come and go. We have things in between we need to take care of for our own personal benefit. And people may say that's selfish, but it is. And we're selfish creatures to an extent. And the idea is not to let the selfishness override our capacity to love one another and to put our family and friends first. But it has to be enough selfishness to where we're willing to work towards bettering ourselves. Ignoring some of our poorer values that we have is not going to make them go away. And just because we choose to opt out of a particular concern in society doesn't mean that it's going to go away. It may go away for our lifetime, and it may not affect us, but when our children are older, they're just going to have to deal with it again. So I see educating myself as being able to educate my children. So anyway, I usually work about 7 hours a day, and then I spend an extra hour maybe doing videos and stuff, and I consider that extra hour part of my 8 hours of work. And I also, maybe when I spend extra time on, on making videos or researching stuff, I'll throw that into my personal improvement time as well. 8 hours a day to leisure time means 8 hours to personal improvement and education. So I hear, the reason why I find this such a concern is because I've heard a lot of people talk about how time is so short. Oh, we don't have that much time. That we have to, do what we can. And a lot of people like to say, enjoy your children, while they're there. And I couldn't agree more. Say that they'll grow up before you know it and they're gone. It's true. My oldest son just moved out. He's 19. It's unbelievable. I remember when he was 3 and we were just hanging around playing with action figures. Time flies, and it does. The idea is to not look back and regret and at the time you didn't spend with your family, nor is it to look back and regret with spending too much time dedicated to family and none to yourself, because once your children are gone, you're left with yourself again. And you can love your children all you want, but if you don't have anything to educate them with, any source of value system, one that's based on reality, not on what you're told. And that's a big concern. What you're told is often what we tell our children, and that has to stop. But it won't. And so in the meantime, we're going to have a lot of parents educating their kids about just the basics of life, how to get by and how to make a living and how to be a human and die with money in your pocket. Then there's going to be the parents that teach their kids that life's all about spirituality and loving one another and tolerance. Somewhere in between is the truth, and these kids are going to meet each other in school and have conflicts of opinion over, what's true. One kid says, oh, it's in God's hands. Another kid says it's in our hands. And, they end up in a conflict over it. I just don't know. But I like the 8-hour system. I really do. I think that dedicating, I don't sleep a full 8 hours. I maybe sleep 7. I might work 7. So I take 2 hours of those other 2 hours and, put them into learning. I learn by reading. I learn by watching. I learn by writing. But I'll tell you something, of all the things I've learned through other people, all the most important things that I've learned from myself, because they're not ideas that I've created. They're conclusions I've come to based on the research I've done and the information I've looked into. So, in my personal life, the research I've done on who I am and the things that I do in life that work and the things that don't. There's no cut and dry answer to how things should be. We're all different people. We're all just getting along. Or not.